What's good, y'all? It's your boy Muhammad Sanu. We here live at a Trail Report. You know what I'm saying? My boy C Hill. Y'all better stay tuned. You heard? Being talk.
The WNBA draft happened, and it's a lot to talk about. A lot of talking points that happened. I want to say congratulations to everyone who heard their name called after the draft. Rounds 1, rounds 2, rounds 3. Once again, people who had their names called after the draft, undrafted, players and stuff like that. Um, I just want to say congratulations for this opportunity. I know this is a life's dream for everyone who had a chance to experience this. I applaud their families and people that had to support them, their support teams, and I just I'm so happy for everyone who had their names called and had the opportunity to experience this and take part in this, what they've always probably dreamed of and just had ambitions of for so long, and now for God to finally make that dream come true and make that dream a reality. I know that must be huge not only confidence boost, but just a huge realization of realizing that your life's dream or what you always dreamed of doing, you now do professionally every single day. So I know that probably feels amazing. I know everyone is probably really enjoying it, as far as the players and everything enjoying it at this moment. And some of the players are probably already to work, already working, already getting, ready to train and stuff like that. I assume today is probably press day. As far as doing media, that's how it normally goes. The day after the draft is usually media day, meaning you do your press conferences and you do your interviews, and you let the media get a chance to know you and get familiar with everything. So I bet that's what's going on today. But I wouldn't be surprised if players are all ready to work. Starting to work today. I just congratulations to everyone who had their names called. I'm just so happy that the WNBA draft happened, and it's so much to talk about. And the main thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the huge pay increase that I wanted to talk about, because you guys know on the Chill Report we've talked about this multiple times. I believe that they should be getting paid more, meaning WNBA players. I think they should be getting paid more, just because they are professional players, right? And I'm aware that being professional players doesn't mean you get huge paydays. I'm aware of that. Okay, we're all sports fans. We understand that. My thing is this: I think that they do enough to where they can get paid more than what they have in the past and what some of them still get now. I mean, I think that Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, they should be getting paid more than what they're being paid. Their name alone warrants that sort of attention and warrants that sort of payday, in my opinion. Now, being realistic, when you break down the watch and the views and stuff like that, okay, I understand why the pay is where it is, but it's nothing wrong with, in my opinion, saying that I feel like they deserve more pay than they are getting. But a pay increase did happen. Last year, Paige Buchers was receiving over $78,000, being the number one first overall pick last year in 2025. In 2026, this year, AZ AZ Fudd is getting $500,000. So shout out to the WNBA for making these improvements happen, making these different things. I'm so proud of the WNBA PA for making this happen, and actually speaking up finally to make this happen. I know they've been speaking up for years. I'm just saying finally, getting it done and getting the I's dotted and the T's crossed to actually making it happen. I know they've been speaking up for a while for this stuff to happen anyway, but I'm glad that they finally got the just due I feel like that they deserved. Once again, Paige Buchers was getting over $78,000, being the number one first overall pick in 2025. 2026, a year later, AZ Fudd is getting $500,000. Yeah. And the crazy part is Paige was making more than Caitlin Clark was, the year before her. So it's just, I feel like that's it's just ridiculous that the pay is where it is, or excuse me, the pay is with AZ getting $500,000. I think the pay is where it needs to be. Well, it's getting closer to where it needs to be now. But for, I mean, $78,000, really, $78,000. And don't get me wrong, I don't, $78,000 is $78,000. I'm not stupid now. I get it. Okay, we understand. But professional athletes, $78,000. That's, I'm just saying. Now, with the Olympics and stuff like that, that's something different. But you guys get what I'm saying with the where the price range was to where it is now. $500,000. It's getting definitely closer to where I feel like it needs to be. But 78,000 is definitely way way off the target. So I definitely love the pay increase. I love how these women fought to get to where they felt like the pay was necessary and where they felt like it needed to be. And I'm not gonna be surprised if they fight for it to be even higher, because like I said, I think it probably should be a little higher. But it's getting closer to where it needs to be. So I feel like that's the award in this, is it's getting closer to where it needs to be. I got a couple names I'm going to shout out. I want to do this just to shout out everyone who got a chance to hear their name called in the first round. And then we have something else to talk about. So notice a couple names that I leave out of this. This is just something that I really want you guys to pay attention to. But just shout out to everyone who heard their name called. AZ Fudd went to the Dallas Wings. Olivia Miles went to the Minnesota Lynx. Awa Fam Tiam went to the Seattle Storm. Flau'jae Johnson went to the Seattle Storm. Iana Martin Carrion went to the Portland Fire. Raven Johnson went to the Indiana Fever. Cody McMahon went to the Washington Mystics. Neil Angloma went to the Kinetic Sun. Medina Okot went to the Atlanta Dream. And Taina Mayer went to the Seattle Storm. Now, notice a couple players that I left out. Those are the first round picks, by the way. Notice a couple players I left out. Here's the reason why I left out. Because the players I left out all happened to go to UCLA. And they went to UCLA, and all of them, the ones I left out, all of them managed to get picked first round. And five of the players that went to UCLA and just won the national championship, by the way, got picked in the first round and made history for the first time in WNBA history. All five of them got picked. Let me get them right. All right, so check it out. Lauren Betts went to the Washington Mystics. Gabrielle Jaquez went to the Chicago Sky. Kiki Rice went to the Toronto Tempto. Angela Dugalich went to the Washington Mystics. And Gianna Nepkins went to the Kinetic Sun. I know, congratulations to all those names I just called, by the way, as far as everyone who got drafted and the UCLA products. I know as far as the UCLA products, I know that Coach Corey Close, who coached him in college at UCLA, I know that she was probably like so proud watching her. I don't want to say, because they weren't the whole team, obviously, but watching, her team be drafted and have that opportunity, because it goes, and I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but it goes deeper than coaching players when you're a coach. And I've heard this multiple times from coaches and stuff like that. It's deeper than, okay, we got these people, we're coaching them. You build a connection with them. It's because you got to think, you're at practice with them, you're traveling with them, you're having conversations with them. Over time, you start to build more than just coach player, right? You start to build more of a connection. You start to build a, well, what's going on? What's going on? Everything good with you mentally? Okay, are you good okay, I know you're good as a player, but how are you mentally? How are you everyday life? Are you feeling, good? Are you healthy? Are you other than being around us, how are you feeling? Stuff like that. You start to build a connection, a real connection, as far as not necessarily a friend, because it is coach player, but it is more like a parental figure in your life a little bit. It's kind of like another guardian, like a relaxed guardian, I guess you could say, because they start to build that connection with you and want to know how you're doing personally. And it gets to a point with a lot of coaches, and you'll hear this. That's one thing I love about Greg Popovich. Shout out to Pop. DeMar DeRozan said that he was the type of coach, and he said it best, that he's the first one to be like, look, basketball, that is what it is, but how are you doing personally? So you start to build that connection with the players and with your team over time. So I know her getting a chance to see her team or excuse me, some of her players drafted, having that connection with them, that I can't imagine, I can't imagine how close they were. Especially winning the national championship. So that is already, I know that still hasn't worn off yet. So I can't imagine how proud she was seeing her players get up there, get drafted, and have the opportunity to play at the next level. And, just coaching them, coaching them a month ago, then having them live out their life's dream as far as getting drafted and stuff like that. I know that felt great for her. And it probably honestly felt like a victory for her too, as it should, because I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this before. It takes a village to raise a child, right? And her being the type of coach she was, to where, they were able to win a national title, and even beyond just winning the championship, just how they were able to, evolve in college and become, better players, and, and I'm sure have evolved to be even better people than they already were. I can't imagine how she probably felt proud as far as the fact that she really played a role in them getting to that level. And it's not to say like her take credit from them or anything like that. It's just being proud to the fact that she helped them get to that level, and now they're living out their life's dream as far as playing in the WNBA and actually having that opportunity. So I know that she probably felt great. As far as the players and everything like that, I'm so proud of just the fact that they were not only focused enough to win a championship, because, winning a championship is hard at any level, right? Any level is difficult winning the championship, and getting to the championship game at levels is difficult. But for them to play well enough to do that, and then turn around and 5 of the players from the team make history and get drafted, all first round picks in the WNBA draft, I feel like that is a huge accomplishment. And honestly, I give that accomplishment, I know, the players did the work, but I got to give a little bit of credit to UCLA too, as far as the culture, because, the players, they came in focused, and it's a lot of temptation. It's a lot of things that could have went wrong. They could have veered off multiple paths. They could have not took it serious. They could have, you name it. They could have done a whole lot of stuff and went a whole lot different other ways, but they stayed focused. They stayed dedicated. They played well enough to not only have a great season, but also to get to the Final Four. Not only to get to the Final Four, but to win a championship. Then past that, not only to do that, but to also become great players in the process and have the chance to get your name called in the WNBA draft in the first round, might I add. So that's just a huge accomplishment. Shout out to everyone who, like I said, heard their name called. All the first round picks that I named earlier. I feel like all of them have. Anytime it's always great for me, because the draft, and I don't know if it feels like this to you guys, but every time I watch like the draft, NBA draft, NFL draft, WNBA draft, whatever, I always love the backstory they give on the players, because it's always the thing of, whatever you do, you could be a construction worker, you can be like me in media, you can be like, whoever, you can be an athlete, whatever, an artist, regardless, entertainer. Everyone has, in my opinion, a path where I feel like you are blessed. I guess people call this a blessing and a curse, but I say you're blessed with it. You're blessed to where you could have went a lot of ways. Once again, going back to what I said about the women that came out of UCLA, they could have went a lot of other ways. And I say this for all the WNBA draft picks that heard their name called and everything like that. Congratulations once again, by the way. They could have went a lot of different ways. And I know you guys know what I mean. They could have went a lot of different ways. They could have, they could have never come. They could have never come to school. They could have, done extracurricular activities and not had the chance to do this anymore. And same thing with anyone. You can get into substances. You can get into alcoholism. You can do a whole lot of things that can veer you off your path. But I love when they do the backstory because you see what they really had in their lives and how many chances they had, in my opinion. It's always in there somewhere, in my opinion. Where you look at their situation and you think they had a lot of chances, or they had this chance where they could have been like, you know what? This is easier to do than staying dedicated to what I'm doing. So let me just do this because this is easier right now. Let me go, party and do this because this is easy. This is easy to do right now because it feels good. Pause. And it's able. I have access to it, so I can go party and have fun. And I'm not gonna stay dedicated on my craft because, I'm good enough to where I can make it to the next level. They could have easily done that, but it takes a different kind of animal in whatever it is you do to have those chances, because you will, in everyone's life, you will have those chances where it's easier to veer off than stay dedicated. It takes a different kind of animal, a different type of heart to say, you know what, it's easy to do that, but I'm gonna stick to being dedicated to what I do. That's one of the toughest things in the world. And anyone who knows, that's one of the most difficult things in the world. Be like, it's easy to do that, but I stay doing this. And it's not good. And I'll be honest, it's not gonna feel. It's not a trophy attached to it. It's not. It's not gonna feel great at the moment. But in the end, you stay dedicated. You stay focused. You stay working hard. You continue grinding, even if you don't know what you're grinding for yet. Just keep grinding, keep working. You can get to where these players were. They achieved their life's dream. All those first-round picks that I named earlier, congratulations to them. The second-round picks, congratulations to them. Third-round picks, congratulations to them. Everyone who had the opportunity as coming into the WNBA, congratulations to all of you guys. Because you earned it. You stay dedicated and survive those moments where it's easy to veer off. It may not happen immediately, but eventually, because the marathon continues, eventually you'll get that chance and you'll achieve your life's dream. And you'll be happy that, like, wow, I'm so glad that I didn't veer off of my path and just stayed dedicated to what I was doing. It didn't feel good at the moment. It felt kind of taxing at the moment, but I stayed dedicated, and now you get the payoff. So just stay dedicated, man. You can achieve your life's dream like these women did last night. So, huge shout out to everyone who, like I said, heard the name called. Shout out to the WNBA for making this happen. The huge pay increase. Like I said, once again, going from 78,000 to 500,000. I mean, come on now, that's remarkable. So shout out to the WNBA PA, the WNBA for making this happen. Great show, great presentation last night. Shout out to everyone who heard their name called. I definitely was entertained. If you did miss it, go back and watch it. And yeah, I'm interested for this WNBA season, man. So we're going to see what happens. So, it's me, Chill, from the Chill Report. If y'all watched the video, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to come back next time. Before you leave, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Become one of the chillest players in the game. And I'm out. Peace.